Salford. Originally a county borough in 1926, however in 1974 the county borough known as Salford became a city. The city of Salford covers the towns Eccles, Pendlebury, Swinton, Earlham and Walkden. However, Salford Quays isn't the only place which has had major refurbishments. Salford Precinct now has a little, soon to be an Aldi, and what many people call an oversized Tesco where Salford markets used to stand. As many of the people who live and work in Salford are affected by these changes, we took time to ask people how they feel and what their opinions are on the regeneration of Salford. Do you think the modernisation of Salford is a positive move or a negative move?
I'd say a positive up to now, but it depends on to what extent it carries on.
Can you expand on your point?
Well, it looks good at the moment, but if it just becomes a huge shopping mall all of the precincts, I'm not going to enjoy that. It's got to still have some family businesses in it.
What are your views on the Aldi being built next to the new Tesco?
I do quite like Aldi, so I've got to say Aldi's alright, but competition between supermarkets is also quite good, so all in all it's a good move.
How do you feel about the destruction of Salford Market?
Well, I never really used to go that often anyway, and I think it was already destroyed because, let's be honest, there was only a guy with some onesies there.
Well, no, that was prior to it being
I didn't see it previous to that.
Do you think the Salford area deserves this upgrade?
I'd say yeah, as a whole. Some people will, some people won't.
What do you think these large companies benefit from putting their shops in such a low income area?
That everyone will be fighting for work, so they'll get the best workers that they could out of who's there, and as well as that, obviously, because they're cheaper, a lot of people go to them to buy.
Do you think the area of Salford gives off a generally good impression to the public and people who pass through?
I'd say 100% depends on where you go in and who's on the street.
The city, in total, has a population of over 218,000. More recently, the city of Salford has undergone many changes, particularly in Salford Quays, as it is now the home of BBC Manchester and Granada Television. Do you think that Media City should have been put in one of the roughest areas in the northwest?
I think until someone takes a chance on an area like that, things can't get better, you know.
Do you think Salford gives off a good impression to the public and visitors who pass through?
Yeah, I think it does. And that area has always been an affluent area when it used to be a functioning docks, and it's just returned it to its haven.
What are your views on expansionism in big corporations? For example, Aldi building where Salford Market used to be, right next to a giant Tesco on Salford Precinct, where there's already an Iceland and there's already a Sainsbury's and a Wilkinson's.
I think it's a shame. It's a crying shame. But it's no surprise. It starts out with the parking. You can't park anywhere. That and many other reasons why small shops can't make it round there. And a lot of businesses have closed down around there, and yeah, I think it's a sign of the times. It's a shame. It's a crying shame.
Salford Market is still existing, but is a lot smaller than it used to be. The amount of wasteland in the Salford area has been reduced dramatically, however an undue amount still lies dilapidated and in ruin. So is Salford changing for the better, or is it changing to fit with the modern architecture of today? And do the people of Salford really agree with this regeneration?
I think it's a good thing because you get things like Media City and Future Skills, which obviously gets people to learn what Salford used to be like.
Having lived in Salford, it's changed a lot actually since when I was a kid. I used to come here and it was nothing like this. Everything's changed. It's really nice to see actually, and if we could get rid of the people now, that'd be quite good as well.
Well, I didn't know Salford before, so I can only go for what it is. A bit corporate.
I think it's good that you can put money into like regenerating kind of areas, and especially Salford that's been neglected for such a long time. It's good to be able to bring business and people here for sure.
Langworthy Road, right in the heart of Salford, has seen a number of revampments. A number of terraced houses have been modernised, however the standards to which they have been rebuilt is below the national standard. The walls are slanted and litter still lines the streets. As there are many people who used to visit Salford markets, we asked how people felt about them being closed down.
What is your opinion on the modernisation of Salford and why?
It's good. It's building bigger, better buildings that are probably going to last longer.
What's your views on the Aldi being built next to the new Tesco?
Aldi, good for me. I'm a student. It's cheap. Great. Literally around the corner as well. So.
Do you think that the Salford area deserves this upgrade?
Salford as a whole, probably yes. But some of the people in Salford probably don't deserve it. Probably don't appreciate it, to be honest.
Do you think that Media City should have been put in one of the roughest areas in the northwest?
Well, you could argue by putting it there, is it still one of the roughest areas in the northwest, or is it like revamping the area into like better, not one of the roughest areas?
Do you think Salford Keeves gives off a good impression to the public and visitors who pass through?
Yes, I think it's pretty beautiful actually.
Salford Precincts is steeped in local history, a lot of which is now in danger of being forgotten due to excessive modernisation.
What is your views on the Aldi being built next to the new Tesco in an area where there's already, like the Tesco, there's a Farm Foods, there's a Iceland, for example?
For businesses it's bad, but for the public as a whole it's good. I mean, there's obviously going to be a lot of competition. Aldi itself is quite a fantastic place. I mean, I don't have to go to Swinton anymore to get some very good deals. So really, it's a good thing.
Do you agree Salford Market, which is actually a historical landmark, should be knocked down for an Aldi?
If it's a historical landmark, no way. Maybe a flag should be.
It was under protection by King's Charter.
By the King's Charter?
When it was knocked down. It was instated in, I think, 1987, was it?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, but it was instated as King's Charter. It was a listed building.
A listed market?
Yeah, well.
I don't... Well, it's just a piece of ground, isn't it? I don't get why it's been listed.
It's a lot of historical significance.
So maybe they should put a plaque up, maybe put some sort of ceremonial garden so you see that it was a market, you see that, you know, it was a very historical place, but it shouldn't be a car park.
Do you think Media City should have been put in one of the roughest areas in the northwest?
Salford Quays isn't that rough. It's very much trying to improve the area. There was a big amount of wasteland. I think it was a good idea because a lot of media as a whole was in London. It's basically broadened your aspects of media and how it works. I mean, there's 50-60 companies in Manchester alone, but they're all small companies. It's nice to have place where there's BBC, ITV, things like that. It's all, you know, it's a nice place to put it, and it's a very nice sort of area as well.